Hi, my name is Marcus Young, and I'll be talking about media bias and it impacts on American politics. Focus on spoken on two different outlets that covers the Inflation Reduction Act. First, what is media bias? Media bias happens when new outlets show partially in how they report stories, shaping the way important information is presented to support a particular viewpoint. According to allslides.com, there are many types of media bias, but the two common are spin bias, and selection bias. Spin bias means the news is framed or spun to lead the audience towards a specific conclusion. For an example, an article might emphasize positive aspect of a policies to make the readers feel hopeful, or to focus on the negative points to make them worry. Selection bias happens when news sources chooses to report certain facts and leave out others, shaping the story to fit a particular narrative. To explore this, I compare two news articles from the past 6 months about the Inflation Reduction Act. One article from a left-leaning outlet highlights the benefit of the law. It talks about the RIA is expected to reduce healthcare and energy costs and fight climate change. The tone was optimistic, and the article includes expert opinions supporting the legislation. The other article from a right-leaning sources focused on the risks. It warned about the government overreach, higher taxes, and possible negative effect on the economy. The article featured critics who questioned the law impact and framed it potentially harmful. Both articles clearly shows spin bias. They present the same law in different ways to appeal to their political audience. They also show selection bias by focusing on different bias and quotes that align with their viewpoint. So why did this matter? Media bias influence public opinions. For instance, a recent Gallup poll found that 72% of Democrats support the Inflation Reduction Act, while only 28% of Republicans did. This huge difference reflects how biased media coverage can reinforce people existing political beliefs. According to the textbook, the basics of American government, media bias deepens deepens political polarization and make it harder for citizens to engage with complex policies issues objective. In conclusion, media bias through spin and selective bias shapes how Americans understand politics and policies like the Inflation Reduction Act. Recognize these bias help us become more critical news customers and better informed voters. And a Democrat informed citizen are essential. Thank you for listening, and I hope you found this information helpful because this is something that I learned while doing my research.